think I remember how to do this. Yep, here we go. Let's go.
You're listening to the Hot Seed Podcast.
The Hot Seed.
Welcome all. I'm Shawn, along with my co-host Earl.
Yo, and yo.
And Dave. Now he'll be with us. He'll be with us shortly, man. And you know what it is. We're just dads with mics, gamers with headsets, and a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. And of course, be sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seed Podcast. And if you just so happen to be watching us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel while you're here. And of course, and make sure, as always, make sure you like, share, review, and all the other jazz for us as well. It is June 17th when we record this pod, man. Episode 165. It has been 3 months since our last podcast. Our last podcast was March 18th, man. But either way, welcome back, folks.
Well, I mean, technically, we did the draft. So.
We did do the draft. We did do the draft. Yeah, but our last
official pod. Yeah. It's been that long.
It's been a while, man. Life been lifing, and scheduling, and we're still dads with mics, man, and we still got careers, and we still got everything else in between. But we're back, man, as promised. How you doing, my brother? How are you doing?
Man, tired, ready for the school year to be over.
Fair.
I'm just like this week is long, but it's busy, but not as busy because we have graduation and then other little events that we doing for the kids and trying to clean up, preparing for next year, and then all these changes. It's just get me to the end of this school year, which is tomorrow is really the last day of school.
Gotcha.
But
Fair.
Friday I got to go back up there for the seniors graduation.
Dedicated. I like it. It's been so long, man, since mind you, I graduated in 1998.
That's crazy.
Dear Lord, that was before the 2000s, son.
Yeah,
and it's
when kids say it ain't dawned on me until one of my students, it was like, yo, you was born in the 1900s.
So kids be so ignorant, man. But like,
damn.
Yeah, you're right.
Like we look at it like that wasn't that long ago. Like,
right.
But the way they make it seem like that's ages. I guess I'm trying to think at what year when we was younger did we look at adults and say, damn, y'all old?
I don't think I ever thought about like that though, because my parents and my dad and my mom specifically, man, like their culture and stuff kind of bended over to ours, if that's a phrase. Even like from the music, which is funny because we're gonna talk about that tonight, but like from the music and everything else, like I enjoyed, and even to this day, I enjoyed a lot of the things from their time. I enjoy listening to
me too.
70s and 60s music. We can have a conversation about that on a whole podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed some of the things that they talked about, like some of the simpler things. Like I feel like you just had a lot more moments to like enjoy like day-to-day stuff compared to like, what I'm saying? That was just me though.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I also think though, when we was coming up, some of those same things we could still enjoy.
Yeah.
I think now is where you kind of see like, okay, like y'all all the way lost me.
Yeah, attention span ain't the same, man. Ain't the same.
Y'all all the way lost me. Like the music is good, even in the 90s when we was coming up, or the 80s, music is good. Even I give you a little bit of early 2000s, but
Let's talk about some music, man. Let's talk about some music. You know, it's something, you know, you and I can dive into this all day.
Mhm.
June is Black Music Month, and if you
Black
guys have been
music, man.
following me on Instagram, at Shawn Xavier, and every single day, man, I have posted a new album or a different album. I apologize, or a project by an artist of my choosing. There was no rhyme or reason. Um, Throughout the month of June, something that I take very, very, very seriously. It being Black Music Month, also known as quote unquote African American Music Month. Something that was actually established back in '79, the year before I was born, by then President Jimmy Carter, and it's been celebrated
Did not know that.
ever since. Um, it's interesting. You know, it was a while, man. I don't know. I don't know if you might be the same thing. It used to be a while. Like certain things would come up, and people were like, "Well, why we got to have a Black History Month?" And then, or why we got to have a Black Music Month, or we have that. At this point now, I'm at the age now. I'm like, bro, look, just look, hey, if you're being recognized, okay, I'm way past the. It's been relegated to this month. Only people
Mhm.
who don't know better relegated to that. I'm never thinking about that. I just like the fact that they highlight, you know, that we're highlighting those things. And believe it or not, I'm not seeing. I don't know about you, but unless you're really following it, it's so much stuff. Again, and that's another reason why I gravitate to like some of the old school stuff. There's so much stuff now, you forget certain things. You know, you got Pride Month, Black Music Month.
Mhm.
You know, I'm a veteran. I got the Army freaking anniversary. I got all this other stuff. But that being the case, not all things are good in Black Music Month. I don't know if you may not have listened, and this is not a review, but this is something that when it dropped the night before, because I'm such an avid fan, um, I did listen to it and in its entirety, frontwards and backwards and left to right. And I'm so disappointed because I wanted to enjoy it. Dwayne Michael Carter's, aka Lil Wayne, the Carter Six. It's rough, bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't.
yeah,
I
it's
got nothing for you on that. I know
yeah, it's
Dave heard the
yeah,
first couple of tracks we was talking about on the box
yeah,
days ago.
yeah.
Uh, I'm not a Wayne fan, you know. Again, and this goes back to me, and this is when I understand he has his fans and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I'm like, they was fans because of the Carter.
Well, I'll say this: there is no, and I'm willing to stand on this one. There is no current rap artist that had a run like Lil Wayne did. It was like a 5-year run where there was no other artist that had a run like that. And we're talking about a comedy because you know a lot of Lil Wayne stuff is, you know, from the mixtapes to the Carter. No one had that 5-year run. The only person close to that, the only person, I mean, and it was like it was not because of the success of it. It was just so much with it. You can go over a long period. You can talk about Kanye and stuff like that, but like that 5-year run from the features to the mixtapes to the Carter up to
No,
three.
he. I mean, you could argue Drake
Yeah,
maybe, but I mean, only thing Drake didn't have was mixtapes. But here, I mean, here's my thing. His run
yeah,
to me is spotty for me because there was a portion of his career that I'm just like, I remember when you was doing this. You know what I'm
fair,
saying? I'm
fair,
like,
fair.
now you doing this, and I'm like the math. So going back to what I was originally saying, like a lot of people who are his fans were fans because of the Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People my age and up that like Little Wayne,
Yeah,
I give them a little bit more respect because I'm like, y'all saw that, y'all saw him when he was with the Hot Boys and all of that. And I'm not saying that he was trash with the Hot Boys, but it wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you got to
you had to
start
be there for
somewhere.
that one though. He was
Yeah,
14,
I
you know,
know. And
rhyming
I'm
like
saying he
an
was
adult.
younger. You got to start somewhere. But I'm
Yeah,
just like, but still, you know what I'm saying? But I don't care how old you are because I'm like, there's young rappers that's crazy. Like one that don't get his credit from Offset of Wu-Tang is Shaheem. Like Shaheem was rapping like a grown man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, so when it got to the card, I was like, this is cool. You know, this is like he's nice. But again, I'm just you made a major jump, you know, from that to this. But whatever. You know, and I ain't gonna say like he ain't trash, he's nice, but he ain't in my top 5. But going back to 6, right? Carter 6.
Before you go there, we gotta welcome you know, the third part of this machine, what we call the Hot Seat Podcast, the one and only. I bring it back. Welcome my co-host Dave and Dave. Do your thing. I don't know.
Sir.
Here we go.
Sorry for
Welcome
my
back.
tardiness, fellas.
It's fair enough. It's fair. It's fair.
Service is not a thing anymore. But go ahead.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that too. We'll talk.
Yeah, Carter 6, like I said, Dave was talking about it.
Yeah.
I had no intention.
God, I had to walk in on this.
Yeah, I had no intention on listening to it, and I still didn't listen to it.
We're not doing
one,
a review.
two, like I said, he's 43. I ain't trying to hear what he.
Well, it's not that. It's not. It's just one. I'll put it this way. Think about your favorite artist, right? And it's kind of hit and go with, well, hitting whatever you want to call it, with rap artists. Like I'll say, as much as I love Common, if you know me, you know I love Common. I wasn't as big a fan overall of the Common Pete Rock.
That one wasn't that bad.
It was a good project, but it wasn't B. It wasn't, and that's probably the thing. And
that's why,
it doesn't. It was just certain parts of it maybe that, you know, I know the feel of it, but it didn't feel the same. But when you have something as great as what the Carter series was, 1, 2, 3,
mm-hmm.
and then for you to release something and put that name on it and they come out like that is rough. Think about your favorite artist, Earl being Stevie Wonder. He didn't have and correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't have I guess a namesake thing. Like I know he had songs in the Key of Life, stuff like that, but there was no run of like things that all went together. You know what I mean? Like there was no collection. But just think about, did he? Well, I mean, what would have been?
I mean, the songs in the Key of Life was the one that really, because that was a double album, so that was the one that really set him off.
Okay, stay right there.
From the 70s, he had a run. He had a long run in the 70s to the 80s.
No, I ain't talking about the run. I'm talking about like a thing that had like it's that, you know, like again, we got Carter 1 through 6. It was like a songs in Key of Life
collection
1 through.
No, because he didn't have anything like that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So like, what if today, if all of a sudden you heard that Stevie Wonder was dropping songs in the Key of Life Part 2, how would you?
I'll be excited because it's R&B, bro. So it's different.
Okay. But if it came out underwhelming, then that's what I'm kind of like correlating.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little. Yeah. I mean, that's not a great analogy, only because like when you talking about R&B and you talking about rap, you're listening to rap because you want to hear the bars, right?
Nope. But you're also thinking about the feeling too, though.
I'm saying you want to hear the bars. Yeah. Now, the cherry on top will be production and you know, content and all that stuff. But you're here to hear the bars, right? And then you also here to hear what the production sounds like. Yeah. With R&B, it's the music. You know what I'm saying? Does the music get you? Then it's like, oh my God, the singing, the words. And then all of the feelings that come with it, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing I was saying.
I have to agree and disagree in a way with both of y'all. And the reason why is because I see where you're coming from, Shawn. Yeah. On the fact of continuation of a certain thing. I don't care if it's R&B or rap. There's a certain sound that's supposed to continue, and I get part 2 of that, and I'm like, this is not
right. Or in this case, part 6.
Like you could have named it a whole nother album, but you saying part 2 of X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Like I hate to bring this person up right now. I know we may, if y'all didn't already speak about him, we haven't maybe coming up.
Right.
Okay, but I remember when R. Kelly had released what the 12 play or something to the 12 play coming back out, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. don't mess with that.
We can speak about them. We can speak about them, man. Shit.
Yeah, you can do a couple of things, but don't mess with that.
Yeah.
And because you're listening for that specific sound to continue. Right. I remember when Maxwell did his album, and I don't think the album ever released again. Like when he was supposed to do like the second part. What was it?
Midsummer Nights thing. Yeah. Yeah, it was been 3 parts. He never came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope these other things that you put out wasn't, because if that was the second part or if that was the third, I'm like, that's not, no.
Yeah, it's like you know,
there's a couple songs that are cool, but
yeah, you have Supreme Clientele 2 from Ghostface. You know, I haven't, you know, that's the thing that's on the rise there. It's just certain things like that. When you put when there's a iconic thing and you put that name on it, you expect it. It's kind of like a lot of people, you know, there was some great songs on the Blueprint 3, but it wasn't Blueprint 2 by any means. It just wasn't.
But you know what? And I'm glad you brought up Jay-Z.
Right.
I can't put him in that category because like that, Jay-Z's doing the opposite of what a lot of these other people are doing.
Okay.
He's actually putting out better work the older he gets. Like he had it went from
that still wasn't Blueprint 2 though.
No, listen what I'm saying. Everybody's gonna argue what his best album was. You know, some might say it was the Carter. I mean, why I can't think of his albums. Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt.
I feel like it was one of his best.
Yeah.
And you know, Volume 1. Then he kind of plateaued. He got commercial.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 2 had some stuff. 3 was commercial. You know, then he lost it somewhere. Then he started coming back. He came back with the, you know, I missed
Blueprint.
Stuff, but he
Blueprint
had
came out. Blueprint came out.
The Blueprint was fire. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? The Black Album was fire.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Kingdom Come, not so good.
Kingdom Come was trash, but you know, he had a couple songs on there. But then
he had the soundtrack.
Yep, that was probably one of his best albums by far.
Then you get to he's getting older.
Yeah.
He has American Gangster, which production wise, when we talked about this, at the time for me was probably his best. At that time, it was his best production to the date.
That album. Woo.
But then after that,
and we shout out Diddy on that one because that was
that's. I mean, he didn't make the beats, but he.
I mean, but it was a hitman. You know, that's what it is though. Like we can't skate around it.
It is.
After American Gangster, what album came out after that?
After that, you had American Gangster. I think we got Blueprint 3 after that. Because I think after that we got Blueprint 3, we had Watch the Throne with him and Kanye.
I don't count that because that was a double. So Blueprint 3.
The second half of that was a Jay-Z album.
Yeah,
you had the joint he had with
No, I just needed that. I know after that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Blueprint
3. Electronica.
Electronica.
Nah, before that. Blueprint 3 was dope. You know what I'm saying? It's getting better. Then his last album was 444.
Yeah.
Which was crap.
Yeah.
That to me is his best album.
For the record, he said crack, not crap, but he said crack.
Yeah, I said crack. CRACK.
Sound like he said
crack.
Then
he had the album with Jay Electronica, which was technically
a Jay-Z
album. So that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He got better.
Yeah.
As he getting older, he's still getting like production and it's more substance. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this: it's not even about the better part. This is something that I heard, and I'm not stealing his take, but it made sense, and it's something I avidly listen to, like Bomani Jones's joint. He said something that made sense, and it made sense to me. The Carter 6, and if you go back to what Wayne did, there was never a point. Like if you listen to Wayne, there was never a point. And what I mean by that is every artist that we just named, whether you're talking about Stevie Wonder, Jay-Z, Common, there was always a point, meaning they talked about something and it was like a story. They told you stories along the way. If you go listen, like Wayne has some of the best features and verses, bar none. But if you listen to his albums all together, outside of the Carter 3, and even then with that, the production was great, the songs, but there was no point. Like there was no, hey, this is point A all the way to point Z. Listen to Carter 6, it was just like just stuff. You're just saying stuff. There was no, it's like writing that, you ever have a teacher, you ever do an essay for a teacher, Earl, you can understand. And this is the assignment, and this is what the subtopic was, case may be. And then you get somebody turned in, was like, what's the point of everything you just wrote? You just gave me 200 words or 300 words. What's the point of this? That's what Wayne has been, and this is what he showed in this one. There was no point. It was just a bunch of words and stuff that sounds like somebody who was, a little younger. Is what I mean. And then
I think that's a good point.
Yeah,
and maybe I think that helped me answer why I don't really rock with him, because his stuff is all over the place. Like, at least with everybody else, like you get Common, you know what I'm saying? You get Andre, you get Jay, Nas, like
you get Cam.
You get Cam, you get Biggie.
Yeah.
Like there's a direction in their album.
Right.
They're telling some type of story, and
there's an
like
executive producer there.
Right. With what's the name is like I get on the beat and I'm just gonna rap. I mean, and if you like that, that's cool. But it's like, and at this age,
the album's horrible, bro.
Yeah, I mean, at this age, it's like, yo,
you have to have something. Yeah,
he rapping for the young folks, because this ain't it.
Yeah, no.
But
and I
came out with that album, and I immediately sat back and I was like, and you wonder why you didn't do the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I didn't mean to spend that much time on it. It was just something that came out, because considering like doing earlier this year or last year, this year he had his joint he did with Corday, which is one of the dopest verses. But again, it was a verse, not a whole song. But again, it is Black Music Month, man. We're gonna transition to a few other things. A few other things coming out. I am thoroughly excited. My brother called me and he said, I know you amped up. I'm thoroughly excited to see the reunion of my VA brethren. And I know they were born outside of VA, but they are as VA as they come, with the Clips coming back. That is,
they was born out.
They were actually born up top. They were born in New York. They were actually born, but they were actually, they we know them. They grew up, or they were how they did it down in VA. But I'm absolutely over the hill with that, or over the moon with that. No. You can rap without girls. I mean,
I know that. I'm just trying to understand what Malice we getting. I didn't know if we get.
You still get Malice. Just what Ace Trumpets is crazy. It's a good place, I think, for seeing the veteran rap guys come out there and put out really dope music, man. I like it.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, my bad. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you good.
With older like rappers coming out, or more seasoned rappers coming out, putting albums out, right? Are they making music for their audience, or are they trying to capture new audience?
I think they're just making it because they enjoy making it. And it's funny that you say that. So on Round Around My they're doing it because they love to do it at this point. Okay. These guys, they just enjoy that. And then sometimes some of the producers that they hit with is actually, it gives them like that new energy. Case in point, look at Nas. Nas got with Hit Boy, and for a while, conversations we always have. The biggest thing with Nas is his production is what kept him behind. But Hit Boy, much younger than Nas, and not only did they go in and do 1, 2, 3, they did 6 albums, and he ended up earning a couple of Grammys off of that, which is dope. Will Smith's album that he dropped, I loved it. Me personally, you stayed in your bag, you did what you did.
Yeah, but those albums, and those are great examples.
Yeah,
I feel like those are for their audience. Like,
I mean, they're older people.
I get it, but it was just a thought. Like, I'm like, when they making albums, I don't feel like they're making albums to try to attract new people, which is fine. I think they're trying to just, give some love to their core base.
You reach a point, and selfish plug. Right now, Season Day, new single out. Shawn is out now. Produced by Kaleo. It's fantastic. We make music because we just want to make music. Something that for my birthday, Kaleo actually hit me up. He said, "Hey, happy birthday." I'm like, I sent you an email. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was the e-gift card or something like that. And I came in and I opened this piece, and the first thing I thought about, and it just so happened to be this year, the 20th anniversary of Common's B. in my opinion, still the best hip hop album ever. But that's just me. I'm biased. But when I heard the beat initially, I was like, oh, let me channel my inner Common and my own stuff, and that just gave me that. So you do it because, man, and then once you realize that you have folks who actually enjoy your artistry and your product, man, you just do it and go from there. Something else that happened this month, man, and I think it's been happening every June. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. The BET Awards happened. It's happening during Black Music Month, and I will say that.
Did you see it?
I doubt all of it because it was 5 hours long. It was 5 hours.
I mean, I saw the whole thing. Yeah,
it was 5 hours. Now, here's the thing. I understand. Here's my thing with this. And maybe it's just the way that everybody owns the right to it. And the BET Awards was not, of course, it was broadcasting on BET, MTV, because they're in the same thing there. But it was also on what was the other channel that I saw it on?
Not TV1.
No. It was on like one of like the kids cartoon type situation. I forget. And it's been like that for the last couple of years.
I wouldn't know because I don't watch it on BET.
It was on a bunch of joints there, like, and I was like, okay, first of all, I didn't know it was coming on until I realized it was on. The 5 hour thing there, whoever was producing the show, wow, man, that's a lot of time. But even still watching it, man, I enjoy the celebration and stuff they're showing on there, but you can still see for as much talent we have out there in that space, you can still see where we kind of lag behind in the overall production of our stage shows. It just looks, you tell the difference. And maybe because, and we're used to seeing some of the other bigger things here, but this is a big deal as well. And it still looks like sometimes I feel like at some moments we feel like we threw things together or things weren't really, really, planned out.
Like, give an example.
So when you go the transitions between from the awards to, and I feel like they didn't give out that many awards, to be very honest.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of confused on what we're doing. I know we gave out the 4 icon awards and stuff like that. So
this year was a little bit different, and I agree with that point where I feel like it wasn't. They didn't give out. It was more so icon awards.
Yeah.
But what they did do this year was, remember, they kind of was paying homage to 106 & Park. So they had
2 people didn't even show up, but okay.
Well, I think she's just not going to come because of just the situation.
Maybe
the other one, he was going to come, but he got stuck on the flight.
Okay.
So it wasn't no like drama. Yeah. Nothing. His flight was derailed.
Right.
So I thought that was all right, like nostalgic wise, that was cool. I do agree. BET is gonna be BET, but this is kind of what you get when with black businesses in a sense. I think for me, let me not say that because that sounded real crazy. This is my expectations for BET in some sense. Overall, I actually thought that the show was pretty good. Like, now, granted, all this younger stuff, I couldn't really get with it. I'm just like, who is this? But I was more so there for the Icons Awards. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even really care about Kevin Hart being the host or whatever. But that brings me to another piece. BET is kind of like colleges that try to keep local talent to stay in state. And this is what I mean by that.
That's a good analogy.
Once you get, so I be thinking sometimes.
I like, that's a good analogy.
When you have a college team, like I look at Rutgers, right? Where Jersey got talented football players, and basketball players, definitely basketball players. But we lose out to these Power 5 schools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where if we kept our talent in state, we can blow them schools up. That's the thinking. Same thing with BT. You got BT here's the only difference. BT actually breaks a lot of these artists. You know what I'm saying? Before they become big and they blow up, they typically start out on BT.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, Kendrick, all of them. But then the problem that I have is then once they get big, Kanye, once they get big, they become too big for BET.
Yeah.
And now this is beneath them. And then they go to the other shows and some don't come back. Or some will come back when their career is on the decline. Now it's like, all right, let me come back and show y'all love, and I'll come back because y'all gonna give me some kind of icon award.
Yeah.
And I wish that we would stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if those folks make a conscious effort I ain't saying you gotta come back every year, but to come be a part, I think it will, it will boast up the show a little bit more.
I think I came in at the right point. Sorry, fellas, like this connection is just
you good.
That's okay.
Crazy.
You're not lagging, so you're good. You're good.
Now I had to come in on the Ethernet joint. I had to rearrange it.
Big words,
but,
Ethernet. I love it.
But it's the perfect segue in because I don't know what was said prior about the BET Awards, but I had told Earl, I think that night, I said to him, I actually liked it, and I was surprised. I thought I would turn it off probably within the first hour, give it a chance to turn it off.
Yeah.
But honestly, you saw conscious effort. You saw people show up right in the most part. Like they actually had some type of care in the world. But just feeding off of what Earl was just ending off with, if a person of Tyler Perry status can show up and he has more money than most of the people that we've been naming room out.
Yeah. Right.
So if that is the case, and you're also talking about a man that was rejected of buying such station, let's not forget that.
A whole nother conversation there. Yeah.
But he's still showing up at those awards. So for you to not find time for that, but you break your neck to make it to something like the Grammys and things like that, that does kill me. And half the time they're giving an award to someone that may not even be in that category, or they haven't really listened to this music in a certain type of way and have a true appreciation for it. Yeah. Another thing that I loved was they actually seemed like they paid attention, especially on the Jamie Foxx joint, to actually pay respect to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm sitting back, I was like, man, I hate when they sit back and do those icon things. Cause I'm like, this is who you went out and got. Like, this is who's performing for me half the time. Did you see when not the disser, but did you see Mariah Carey's face when what was it, Money Long was trying
she looked so out of place, bro. Yeah. Like she shouldn't have been there. She looked scared up there.
She said, and I didn't. I think she's never gotten a BET award or something like that.
Who, Mariah?
Yeah.
But this goes back to the point that I was making. Like, she blow up-tuated, and she left. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she. But also too, Dave, to your point, and I'm that's a great point you made. How many singers are there in this new era?
Singers or singers?
Both. They ain't singers and singers.
Yeah.
Because like my thing is
to actually do something for me, like if I'm that icon,
you can't. And unfortunately, and this is what I be saying. This is when I got time and I get in arguments on IG.
Like they went and got Babyface for Jamie. Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
When I get into these arguments on IG, and I be talking about singers and stuff like that, and they be pointing out these new people that they feel that could sing. I'm like, this is a perfect example. You can't call them to come back and do a freaking tribute because they can't sing. They got to go back into the archives. You know what I'm saying? Literally all of these people, there was older folks. Now there's a couple of new guys like that got Leon Thompson or Thomas or whatever. There's a couple of people that could come out because they have a voice. Her and things of that nature.
Mm.
But for the most part, you got to go back to get some
they're production based.
Yeah,
they're definitely production based.
Let
I
me
was
ask
sitting
you.
back. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you, because we were talking about icons. And most of those icons they have on there, they've contributed mightily to what the music culture is. At some point, do they? I don't know when. Honor Kanye West with the Icon Award. Now, I guess the second part to this, because there was a we were talking about just like we talk about sometimes like the Neptunes and them, they shaped a large space of music over time. Kanye, that's and then some, and gave us probably one of the greatest hip hop albums there is, one of the greatest.
I got you.
On the same side, and on the same side with that is because we were talking. I know where you're going with this, Dave. But the other person that they gave an icon award to, and again, he hasn't done those type of things, but they gave an icon award to Snoop, and we had a conversation several episodes back about how he's kind of tap danced for that stuff there, and then he came back and was like, trying to like, I guess whatever that thing that folks do when they know they're in the wrong, so they try to like bulk up on folks and like, it is what it is, man. You tap dance for some cats that. Because in this same show, they got, they were calling Donald Trump to the carpet. So in the same show, because I think Doshi actually said something about it because he was talking about as well. Yeah. So in the same show, you had her saying that, and then we didn't forget that.
So you know exactly how I felt about the Snoop situation,
right,
and that's not going to leave me. I don't care what comment he makes; it's not going to leave me.
Right.
But when you're talking about that icon thing, I don't think that erases the fact of where he stands. The difference
right
on the Kanye side of things, he's on straight hatred talk right now, like
he's not well
castrizing people, like it's bad, bro. I don't know if you heard that last.
I'm aware of all this stuff. I'm aware,
and it was crazy because the memes were coming out. If you know what I'm talking about, the memes were coming out, and I swear to you, they were true. Because when I first started listening to the song, I was like, "Oh man, he got this production joint." And then I was
we were the bully joint,
Oh, wait a minute. They said what? And then you can't hide it. It's the whole chorus. And I was like, "Oh no, bro, this is where you going with it." And then if you see the video for it, you're like, "Bro, you're on something else right now." And it always brings me back to when his mom passed. No one can tell me no different. People can say all these different. He never recovered from when his mom passed, to me. And when you're talking about that icon side of things, hands down on a music level, easily, he stayed his claim there.
Right.
But I don't even see him no more. Like, who they gonna pull on the stage?
That's the thing.
Who are you pulling on the stage?
He's
you gonna give it to him and not invite him to the joint?
For him, there's a two-sided thing to that. And again, I don't know because looking at that is coming into this, even if you go back to the graduation, Kanye, you watch the docs and stuff like that. Kanye was pretty much, the best way to describe it is he was in that pro-black bag early on. And then you have that, and that's always been part of the music. And somewhere along the line, to your point, Dave, when his mom passed, she was that balancing act for him. So you have the pro-black side now with the whatever this other hatred side is. And you have those moments where you be like, I know that guy. And then the next sentence, you be like, I don't know that guy. So it's like there's a battling of this duality.
He has nobody that can reel him in, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Always compared it, and I'll let you go right here, Earl. I'll be real quick. I always compared it. Very similar status. Top of the world was Mike Tyson. Custom Model died, bro.
Yeah.
And he went
that guidance, man.
Gone.
Yeah.
But then they were able to kind of pull him back in on a business sense and all these different type of things that the different things happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I sit back and I think about it, who can tell Kanye anything?
But will we get to when and if, because it always comes back around, when and if we get to that point where I'm saying that this is far-fetched, but when we get to that point, all of a sudden it's that other part. Like it's always that rock bottom. Like I still believe that man
so
has
extreme,
not hit that.
bro.
Yeah, but when you
so extreme,
something hit it and all of a sudden it brings them. I mean, it really brings you back down. What do? Like, it's going to be like,
because with him, I'm not even thinking about no awards. I always told y'all, like, I'm just wishing him well, like he gets well. Forget about anything else, like to see how much everything is just going in his life at whatever speed he's calculating it. Something ain't right.
To be honest, though,
something ain't
right with Kanye, and I thought you brought up a good comparison with Mike Tyson, right? I think Mike Tyson, Kanye is a little bit of an anomaly because I feel like mentally, and those in the field, you could look at him and like that's a classic case of bipolar.
Well, you already know he is a, I don't know what the categorization is, Earl.
I think he's bipolar. I think
bipolar, because I remember when looking at the doc, he is a gifted. He was from the young age.
He's gifted, but this is I guess this is what
I say gifted, but I don't know what the actual official term is. But
I'm not a doctor.
Not special needs, but I'm
not a doctor. He was gifted. He was a gifted. He was a gifted artist, very creative or whatever. And I felt like what could happen. I felt like a lot of some of these issues probably lay dormant when he was younger. And typically, when you're bipolar, you can't even get diagnosed with bipolar until you turn 21 or something like that. Like you can't diagnose a child as bipolar or whatever.
He had another diagnosis. It wasn't bipolar though.
Or schizophrenic, whatever.
Yeah.
But and I think what I feel like is when his mom passed, he couldn't recover from that. And it could be trauma because of the nature of how she passed.
Right.
Or whatever, and things of that nature. And then I don't know if there was anybody who's pushed him enough to say, you know what, you need to go get help. I don't know. It don't seem like it. But what I do feel like is when you talk about Mike Tyson hit rock bottom. Kanye, when his mom passed, didn't really hit rock bottom. He was still
he went up. He kept going up. Yeah.
And even when he had his little falling out, and he wasn't really doing.
And people were loving him for the fallout.
Yeah, because it was he. So that's what I'm saying. So and even when he was
selling out arenas,
he wasn't doing even when he
got to run for president.
Even when he wasn't doing
actually got some votes. He got some votes.
Even when he wasn't doing the music, what else was he popping with? That was blown up with, and is arguably
fashion and Adidas and everything else.
With them Yeezys, with the sneakers. So he never really hit rock bottom. Whereas Mike Tyson, he hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
He went to jail. He was bankrupt for real. Like he ain't had no money for
man's
real.
Ear.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he had, when you hit rock bottom, you get a sense of humility.
Yeah.
So it's going to force you to change, or you'll stay rock bottom. With Kanye, he ain't hit that part. He ain't hit that point yet. Even this so-called money that he lost, he was still well off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean.
Now you can tell me this, Earl, just because we were looking for it, and well, I'll just read it because this is as updated as early as, let me see, February 6th of this year.
Okay.
Kanye said, I went to this doctor. My wife at the time took me to this because she said something about your personality doesn't feel like it's bipolar. I've seen bipolar before and came out of it, and the doctor said, I actually seem like you have a real case of autism.
Oh, I believe that too.
Yeah, that might have been it. Like, so when I did, because
he said Wes said the diagnosis has helped him better understand himself.
Yeah, he has.
I could see, especially early on, because again, this is I'm just giving you the characteristics of autism, right? Because this is what the field I work in.
That's why I said it to you
Yeah.
directly on that sense.
No, but I just want to put this disclaimer out here because I don't want people. This is not. You can't. I'm not somebody that could diagnose. You got to go to.
Earl said that Kanye West has
No.
autism from the Hot Seat podcast. Like,
some of the characteristics.
A lot of follows. I ain't gonna lie.
Some of the characteristics that he engages in do mimic one on the spectrum. Like even, with him being like, I know he was real gifted with the art. I mean, that's not gonna say that's, but typically individuals with autism, they are very good in a specific thing. You know what I'm saying? Or there's something that they're hyper focused on. And I wouldn't even just say art. I think like he's just a creative. You know what I'm saying? Like Einstein was autistic. He just math was his thing.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
He took
now,
Jesus Walks and turned it to a club song. That
now,
in itself.
I also say the flip side of that is another characteristic of autism that shows up is just social, where people are socially awkward. And we've seen so many instances with Kanye where socially something ain't right.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Yeah, like
you ain't got the answer.
You know who else is autistic? That I'm kind of starting. I'm not comparing her to Kanye, but I see and I kind of see certain stuff, and I'm just like, I have a little bit more. I give her way more grace than a lot of people would, like Amanda Seales. She's autistic.
And I saw her last.
But when I watch her now and the way that how she communicates and stuff like that, she's high functioning. But there's certain things that I feel like she sees that are black and white. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, like where some individuals with autism, they see things as black and white. There's no in between. So I mean, it's not a bad assessment, but I don't think it's just that. I feel like
I got you.
There's other things, but autism definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
Speaking of black and white, and this would be a whole
I'm sorry.
transition. Right,
my bad. Before, because we was on music month. Just one piece, bro.
Yeah.
So again, every now and again, one of my guilty pleasures is to get in arguments on IG. Just every once in a while. Billboard put up top 75 greatest R&B singers of all time. Okay. So when you look at the bottom of the ticker, 75 best R&B artists of all time. So I guess first, when you think of that, I'm just going to ask y'all before I go to my piece, right?
I know. I'm pulling up the list. Hold on now. Go ahead.
When you think of that, what comes to your mind when you think of that?
So,
like, what's the first thing? Don't even give me like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of it?
Church.
I don't know what that means.
What I mean is most R&B singers, and this is coming from the genre that I identify with, and you probably as well.
Yes.
Most of them have a background to where you can probably find a VHS of him or her singing in somebody's church.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about, full on like vocals.
Like SANG.
Yes.
So stay there. So would it be safe to say that when you're saying 75 best R&B artists, would you say that they would have to be one of the top singers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dave, you agree?
Yeah. Okay. R&B being rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues.
Right. So let's stay
blues
there.
Is the big thing. Like R&B, if you listen to true R&B, there is a lot of rhythm in it, but there's a hell of a lot of blues in that.
Absolutely.
That's why blues in that.
One of my favorite sayings is they want our rhythm, but not our blues. You know what I'm saying? And if you know what that means. But staying there, right? So the numbers are off, but they had Jill Scott, Jasmine Sullivan, Fantasia, Jasmine Sullivan, or whatever. Underneath that, it was Neo, Then somewhere next it was like Ashanti, and then under there was Tank. So how I got abreast of this was because the Shade Room put it up, and it was like Tank was like, "Yeah, I don't care about these things. Like, I just let the fans choose, right?" And I was frustrated because I said, "Yo, 7 best on vocally." Now, his in terms of his music, right? His catalog. Can you say that he has one of the best? No.
No, but he got some joints that there's a lot of blues on them.
But if you look at the totality of his stuff,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and his pen game and his you go argue that. But I'm just talking vocally. Yeah. He's in that. He's easily in that 75 list. Okay, vocally he sings down. My argument was, I said that with Ashanti being on this list, the validity of this list is null and void, because I said that lady can't sing. So I got into an argument with somebody who was like, she said, "I'm jealous." I said, "I'm jealous because I gave an opinion." And I said, some of it, you could argue that it's factual, because I said, unfortunately, I heard her sing live and it was horrible.
Yes.
Unfortunately. And I didn't go pay for it. Like, she was on the undercard with somebody else that I went to go see. So I said, she's trash. So you telling me, and then this is the thing that pissed me off. So I said, you telling me that she's a couple of notches underneath Jasmine Sullivan, Fantasia, and Jill Scott? And then here's the other thing, and then I'm done with this because it's pissing me off. Number 33. Take a wild guess who number 33 was.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia fucking Keys, bro. I knew this Alicia fucking Keys, bro.
Oh my God. Can I ask y'all something? And it might get me in trouble because I'm looking through the list right now.
Right. And I didn't see 1 through 20. I didn't see 1 through 20.
No, I gotta ask this though.
They can't cancel us, so shit. We good.
And much blessings to this person. Okay.
Right.
When she shows up on when she shows up on time.
Don't do that.
Hey,
I gotta do it.
Hey,
I gotta do it.
Hey.
Top 75 R&B artists of all time, and 48 is Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, that's so? I'll give it that. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say
top 75
again.
R&B
if I'm talking
artists of all time.
So will I give her
Lauryn Hill?
Will I give her 45? No, I give her a little bit higher, but she's definitely on that list. Again, Alicia Keys is on that list. Ashanti.
No, I hear you on it. Yeah, I'm hearing you on all those. These are the ones that I kind of step with because I go,
yeah,
I got you on the miseducation.
And what are you basing it off of though?
No, I'm just telling you, I got you on the miseducation because I'm telling you from my just growing up on the Fugees in general. I think Lauryn Hill is one of the best female rappers of all time.
Yeah.
Then I got to start thinking about on the R&B, and I'm like, okay, miseducation of okay.
Her ability to blend
of all time, and then I start because you started talking about like even catalogs and stuff like that, and I was like, all I have is the miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
But what if you're proficient in both?
And that's what
I got you.
Yeah,
but the top 75 R&B artists of all time, and you have an artist that released one album that wasn't even pure R&B.
It's all about impact, though. I mean,
I'm just asking.
It's about impact, really.
That's why I said it may be touchy on it. I'm not saying she can't sing.
Right.
Oh, no,
I just think top 75, because I think like Ashanti and them, they're up there because of catalog. Ashanti is not at all.
Yeah, this is not a top 75 singing. Yeah, this is all impact awards, man.
I think they say that. It's vague. It says 75 best R&B artists.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
Impact.
If we're even going back to best 75 R&B artists of all time, the first thing I think of with Lauryn Hill is Fugees rapping, "Oh my God, she got the mic." When she got on a track featuring whatever song that was, we sat back and we're like, "Oh, Lauryn rapping, boom, that's it."
But you know what? And that's a good point. But I feel like she's an anomaly because
I got you. She's one of a
like,
kind in that sense.
There is nobody else that I could say that was like that, where like they were proficient in both categories. She's
Nobody.
Travis Hunter. She's Travis Hunter.
Yeah, they've tried.
I'm just
because
asking.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
you're
asking.
right.
What I will
right.
say is she ain't 48. I will put her higher just because of that. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm talking about like in the 60s or whatever. But if I'm rating it, right? If I'm rating it just off of singing alone, she's in that 75.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm asking
go all
because
the way back
I'm
to
now
watch Sister
I'm
Act
scrolling.
on that. Jesus.
Oh
yeah,
shoot!
Sure.
This thing just stopped. You stupid.
Who's number one? Who's number one on that list?
I don't think they've got to yet.
I don't even know.
The staff picks were
it stopped at
26.
The top 25 is not out there.
Which is Chris Brown, right?
Chris Brown's 26.
Yeah. Which I'm okay
Khan
with.
is 27.
I'm okay with that, man.
I was befuddled by that.
By the 26
that was after Chris Brown, but that's just me. You know, that's
again, it's all impact.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
It's an impact thing.
He's because Chris Brown's the same. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, his cat now, as he's gotten older, he's using a much more.
I got the number right.
Yeah, he's much more. Oh my god, much more auto tune and stuff like that I've seen.
No, he can sing though. I'm not taking.
But yeah, no, absolutely. And then his catalog itself, you talking about rhythm and blues? That motherfucker.
Watch this. I heard Trey Songz in the top 10.
No, the fuck he ain't.
He's not. Look, I'm smiling because I know that shit ain't true. Look, I would go a full Earl on that. Be like, really.
See, I guess my thing too. Like, I was looking at that list. I got to go back and do a deeper dive.
Yeah,
and I was like, there's some good folks that's on the list. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn,
the numbers are off. I feel like the numbers are off, but I think, you know, they got it. But when I think of again, I'm just thinking about singers. Yep. Like Layla Hathaway better be in the top 26. But Lau is everyone's favorite artist. That's their favorite R&B. Like vocally, he's a problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I understand.
D'Angelo 45.
D'Angelo, that's wild. Charlie Wilson should have been up there.
Charlie's still shining.
Yeah, literally all that damn grease on his forehead. That's just my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario ain't on that list at all, which is crazy.
Yeah, you should have known that off the verses. Yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Like Keisha Cole and Ashanti.
Let me ask you guys this question before we pivot to something else.
Oh, I see Keisha. Good.
Is there room for, because there are to still release what we know as our traditional R&B. Is there still room for that in this current music scape? Like somebody came out and like dropped like that one, because will they get the proper push compared to what is claimed to be R&B now?
I'm gonna tell you why there's always room for it.
Okay.
There's always room for it because they are still touring to this day.
No, absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, the people are telling you that this is what they want. You know what I'm saying? The difference with these new cats is when we fast forward 5-10 years from now, they're not going to be touring because ain't nobody going to want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got to sing live.
I'll go one step further on you there, Earl. It's not even about, the singing live thing is that, but just like and this is a joke that I forgot what comedian said it. But when we listen to R&B, you actually had to have a vocabulary. You actually had to be able to like you knew what was happening. Like we talked about it several episodes ago. We knew as we got older, it was like they talking about fucking, but they never blatantly said on the song, "Hey girl, I'm trying to fuck you tonight."
Yeah, it was mass.
It was like, it was mass under that.
Yeah.
This new R&B, and I'll throw these air quotes for everybody that's not watching on YouTube, straight there. And the appeal to that, I'm like, that does not sound appealing at all.
So since you said that, this is the top all the way up to 26, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be up there?
Is R. Kelly gonna be in the top 25?
He gonna be on that bullshit?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. Hell
he's
yeah,
supposed to be up there. He's not gonna be up there.
He gotta be in. He gotta be.
I'm just telling you.
He ain't gonna be up
I'm
there.
telling you right
Listen,
now.
dude.
I'm
Because
looking at 4 of them that are on this cover that's not showing up there. So I
Right.
know that they're in the top 25,
Right.
which is
Right.
Luther, Mariah,
Uh-huh.
Beyonce, Prince, which means Michael's going to be up there. So that's going to be
Stevie's
5
gonna
of
be
them.
up there.
Stevie's going to be up there. That's 6.
Mhm.
Whitney's going to be up there. That's 7.
Marvin Gaye's gonna be up there.
Marvin Gaye. That's 8. Let's try to make our list right here. Who we missing?
Yeah.
Mariah probably gonna be up there.
Already got
I
Mariah.
disagree.
Mariah will be up there.
We got 8 of them right now.
Who else are we thinking about?
Because 26 stopping at Chris Brown. Come on, people. We got to be able to name.
To be honest,
Yeah, I'm thinking about who else we
they're
got up
gonna,
there.
and I disagree with this wholeheartedly, but they're probably gonna put this person up there.
Who?
Rihanna.
No, she's already on the list.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she's on. She's
Oh,
on.
okay.
I saw her. Yeah,
Charlie
Rihanna's
Wilson
on the
not
list.
on the list?
I didn't see him. I see Jackie Wilson. I don't see no Charlie Wilson.
And then
So Charlie might be on there now. We said Luther, Marvin Gaye.
Damn, they don't respect my girl. Let us see.
Let us see with that. She got disrespected so bad. Like,
Right.
Yeah, man. That ain't it.
She
got some
she was
weird
behind
stuff like
Ashanti. And this is what I'm talking about, yo.
Like if you don't have Jill and Jasmine and Let Us See and all them together, like
Jasmine's top 25. The truth be told,
they're not going to have R. Kelly up there because of, and you know what I'm talking about.
Rihanna's at 46.
They're not gonna have him up there, bro.
She ain't a singer.
Because I think the last time they did this type of list,
you seen that comment? She's
yeah. The last list they had, they didn't have R. Kelly on it. If I'm recall, they didn't have him up there, which is funny because he wrote for probably the majority of this 75 list, unless he did. Right.
And he did. And he did. Joe was up on there, wrote whole albums for the man.
Oh, Usher's gonna be up there.
Usher's gonna be up there.
They put Ryan Isley up there, saved their whole career.
Did they put MJ Mary J. Blige?
I didn't see her, so she'll probably be up there.
She's probably gonna be up there in the top 25.
But they probably gonna put it up there. But this is where I was saying to you earlier, Earl, when I was saying the whole Lauryn Hill thing. Are they saying the top R&B artist? You get what I mean? Or are they saying like top R&B as far as vocalist? Or you get what I'm saying? Because there's a fine line there.
They're going by. I think I said they're going by impact.
The only way Ashanti is up there is because of her discography.
No, but there's niggas that think she can sing now. People think that she can sing.
I always feel like she had like cotton in her mouth. I'm like, that sounds weird.
She's a studio artist. She can hold the note.
Tracks. She got hits. They wrote well. The catchy ass jingles.
Yeah.
She's a lesser version of Music Soul Child. And that's disrespectful from what I just said because I'm saying that music by saying
is Kim in the top 25?
Don't piss me off. Let me take that back.
I said, is Kim in the top 25?
No, hell no.
What Kim?
K-E-M. Hell no.
Oh, Kim. I thought you said Kim.
No. Hell no.
Well, you know. I'm about to say, hey, is Lauryn Hill in there? Maybe Lil Kim isn't. Let me stop.
I want to take back what I just said about music because that was disrespectful. Music is a good singer. He just,
you know what? If music on there and Let Us See on there, they did their tour. Kim is in the top 25. Goddamn it! Let it be known. Let it be known. Let it be known. Shine a light on them.
Oh my god, this is crazy. Let's go. Let's move on to something else. This is the Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Shawn, Earl, Dave. Episode 165, our first podcast in 3 months. Welcome back, folks. Of course, we're streaming on all of the podcast platforms as well as on YouTube. Make sure you do subscribe. We want to go to the weekend or we want to go to basketball. Which one y'all want to talk about?
What's the weekend?
We know what the fuck happened over the weekend.
And that happened over the weekend.
It's one thing that happened the weekend, and it led to all the other shit happening over the weekend. So there was a parade on the weekend. And
Don't you know?
Yeah. I'll just say what I got to say and give it to you guys. I am a proud Army veteran. I support my brothers and sisters most of the time. I did not support this. And based off the fact of who was helping helm this, I know it's the 250th year of the Army. And I saw a comment that was by a senator out of Pennsylvania, and I'm loosely quoting. He was saying something along the lines of, hey, no, irregardless of what your politics are, you know, we have our fathers, sons, parents, stuff like that there to really kind of like congratulate and stuff like that. So we should honor them. I kind of correlate that to someone telling you, hey, I know your uncle molested you, but they still family.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not sure what's happening in y'all neighborhood, but I heard that.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey in a black neighborhood, and
I haven't heard anything like that since that man was in the closet.
Yes, yes,
and that was in Newark. So
wearing a t-shirt at that.
Right,
but yeah, that's what I took from that, man. Because like I can't, I can't. I was not a fan of nothing that they did on this Army parade. They've had them in the past, but the last one they had, I think they said it was back like doing the Afghanistan bit and stuff like that. Usually the Army parades are like kind of like reserved for, like, say if there's like a recent mission or something like that happening here. But this, and it of course once again being hijacked by the fact that this was this man's 79th birthday, which I refuse to say his name. It was just on some bullshit. Which at the end of the day, did I honestly believe, and a lot of people believe, he don't really give a shit about the veterans himself. Just ask the family of John McCain. Just saying. What y'all got, man? Because I also understand that parade wasn't really, it was thousands of people out there, but it was pretty empty as well. But keep going. He was kind of upset because they didn't do what they did.
I guess for me is shout out to the Army, shout out to the military. You know, we all have people that serve, just like our brother Shawn, you know, served. Our fathers have served, right? You know, so we definitely show respect to those in service. If it was just about that, that's one thing, right? The problem that I have is that it wasn't about that. It was overshadowed, and it kind of morphed into, or what was perceived to be, we're doing this for his birthday. When respectfully, nobody don't really give a shit about, or there's a lot of people that don't really give a shit about this man right now. You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad for those servicemen and women who had to take part of that shit that didn't want to. Yeah. You know, and then also too, it's like, when do we start doing shit like I know Bush had it, but like that ain't what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we do, bro. Like we look crazy. We look crazy right now in these streets. I'll just keep it at that. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay.
Take your time.
So what do I think about the the Army parade?
Actually, it was Russia. They had that in May, I think, something like that.
Well, that's what they do, and that's why I'm saying it in that sense. That's where he got this idea from.
Yep.
To be honest with you, because he said it during his first term, if you forgot. Mm-hmm. He was looking at these type of things. He was like, this is how our stuff should be, and blah, 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 and showing up. Mind you, when you go and look at the numbers for this parade, during a time period that everyone, even the country, in debt heavily, and we can't even get budgets passed. And hell, we were talking about it earlier, even though it's on a small note, the Commanders can't even get their stadium built and things like that and passed because it's wrapped up in the bill that he can't get passed. Meanwhile, LA is in great
turmoil.
Right. And we're about to go to war on behalf of Israel with Iran, and he's buddy with everything that Putin does, and thinking that everything's on his side when this man is over here just trying to take over Ukraine as if it was theirs. Like, and he's just going, well, let's come to a treaty. Let's come to a truce. Yeah, they're just gonna take, a quarter of your land, but it's cool. We're good. Like, no, man, just leaving like G7 summits with other leaders right in the middle of the joint, as if he's going off to do something else. Like, he ain't doing that.
And China is waiting in the wing, building up,
bro,
ready to fuck some shit up.
I'm telling you, go back to the very beginning of all this stuff when we were saying it. Get my popcorn, and nobody say nothing to me because this is what you voted for. Nobody say nothing to me. Hey, yeah, oh yeah, you can't. This is pretty high. Oh well, okay. Oh well. That's what it is. And you got over 3 more years of it. So figure it out.
Yep. Well, hard pass on that. Something that somebody else has to figure out. Currently, the Oklahoma City Thunder are up 3-2.
You put that in final series. You ain't come up with that.
Man, you better get the fuck out of here. You forgot you're not familiar with my story, sir.
That was clever.
You're not familiar with my movie.
He don't even watch my junk.
What? What you talking about?
No, he said that was clever. Thunder and pace.
Oh, you put that in. Oh, that was what you put in.
You see, he don't pay attention to that.
Facts.
But I know Dave uses ChatGPT, so I know he did that.
Oklahoma City Thunder, man, they are up 3-2.
I got job.
And it looks like the Indiana Pacers are going to squander away their opportunity to win a championship. What you guys take? Tyrese Halliburton is not a superstar. And
I was triggered because this nigga was lying. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He said he had a job, and we know that's his name is
TTO, baby. God. He do got a job, man. Leave that guy alone, man. It's crazy. Getting that bread.
So
go ahead.
This is one of them series that nobody really want to see these two teams because they're not those big market teams. But as of late, I ain't gonna hold you. You've been forced to watch it because the games have been pretty entertaining for the most part. I mean, last game really wasn't. They tried to come back and then they kind of opened it up. But those middle games were pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I guess part of me is like some of it I just don't care. I damn sure don't want the Pacers to win. Y'all know why. And then I just don't like Indiana. They racist. I don't want nobody on that side to win. OKC, I think them dudes is corny, but I'm not mad at them winning. It'd be a good one for SGA, it'd be a good one for that team, that young team, or whatever. So that'd be dope. Didn't know that SGA was playing with the Clippers.
They fumbled.
Did not know that.
They fumbled that.
Man, they fumbled that bag. My goodness.
That. Yeah, they fumbled that really badly.
But yeah, I think what's going to end up happening, the Pacers going back home, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to win that one. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think they're going to win by at least 10 or more. And then that last game is going back to OKC. It's going to be pretty tight. And then they're going to open it up and they're going to win.
Before I pass it, Dave, this is what I think gonna happen. We got several years ahead of Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, and whoever else you're gonna add. You know why? This series has made me miss even more superstars, like the face. This is clearly letting you know because LeBron's on his way out.
Mm-hmm. This
Steph might be right behind him.
That's a great point.
The NBA parody, they are trying to manufacture a face. There is not one unless someone shows up and actually shows up as a.
And the ones that they can put in there international.
And they just don't have it. Like I heard a guy say that, and this is actually the way he said it was perfect. The NBA does not choose the face of the NBA. The fans choose the face of the NBA. We chose Jordan. We chose AI. We chose Kobe. To a certain extent, we might have chose LeBron, but that he was as a man child. And some guys here or there, but the fans choose the face of the NBA. I don't care who they try. Ja Morant ain't working. Ant-Man ain't gonna work. They don't even want it. They don't have the guys that you show up to go see day in and day out because it's all now.
I disagree a little bit only because I feel like the NBA, the fans, yes, they have influence, but something is evoking the fans to say that this is going to be that guy. And
no, the fans not saying that. The marketing is saying that. No,
but what I'm saying is there's something that's stating you. Because my thing is, you can't just manufacture somebody. Like, you ain't going to, it's got to be somebody that the fans are like, oh, nah, this person is exciting. All of those players that you just named were exciting to watch. You know what I'm saying? So they gravitated, and as a result, all these people, they started building around this person. But Michael Jordan, people gravitated to Michael Jordan because he was a freak. You know what I'm saying? AI was
they also set him up for that failure too. Why are we talking about why are we talking about Ant-Man? The first thing I hear is Jordan.
Right.
Oh,
right.
It's not even close. That's like, what are we talking about?
You can't. They're trying to they're trying to build a face. They're
trying to manufacture.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to build their next face because they know LeBron is on his way out. They don't have a face, and they trying to give it to these guys, and no one is gravitating. The marketing may seem like it. All of these talking heads may seem like it. But when you really look at it, when they push come to shove, they were trying to make Tyrese Halliburton that guy, and he had 4 fucking points last night, and then they were off of free throws. Ant-Man in the biggest moments, he shrunk up.
He was never that guy.
All these guys do the same thing. You haven't had a face of the league since prime LeBron or prime Curry, and when they had a championship run a couple of years ago. Even the guys they were trying to give it to Kevin Durant, he ain't want the shit.
Well, I guess the question I have for y'all is the NBA hell bent on having an American face of this league?
Yeah,
that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, they do.
That's what I was just saying because what are you looking at? You're looking at what, a Giannis? What are you looking at? Are you looking at down the road a Wemby? Are you looking at Luka got his own problem, so I'm not even putting in that on. When his own team is coming at him like, damn, you really ain't in shape.
I think with the NBA, I think the NBA has to shift to, I don't care where you're from. I just need somebody to carry this league, and you get on their back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's why you see even that All-Star side of things switching from US, like the NBA against the world.
Yeah. Again, to my point, Earl, the NBA is saying you got to carry it. These other guys that I named, like the Kobe's, Jordans, those guys, they chose to do it. Their work ethic, and something we were talking about on the phone a few days ago, their work ethic made everybody else gravitate to them. Like,
but see, I don't think that they were like saying, "Hey, it's LeBron." To me, is the only one of these cats that was like, "Yo, I'm going to put this on my." Jordan and them didn't give a shit about that. Jordan and them was like, "I'm trying to win the chips out here."
No, but I'm saying, but they didn't think about front of mind. They just naturally did it. Whereas all these other cats, the NBA is trying to manufacture this narrative around them. Yeah, like Jordan did it. He saved the league, and he came in, and people saw that. Look, I played 82 games, bro. I don't give it. What you say? You say, what about my mama? Sir, I don't even know your mama. Don't worry about it. I'm about to give your ass 45. Yep. That's how that went. The competitive spirit of it. These guys, you're looking from the All-Star game. You can't get guys that even participate in the dunk contest. You got the load management situation. Everybody's talking about the fact that they're playing too many games. Sir, they've been playing 82 games my entire natural life, and they used to ride coach. What are we talking about? But all that being said, I think I got OKC in 6 because I think the Pacers ran out of gas.
Yeah, I got OKC in 6 because I actually don't know how Halliburton is going to be in the next game.
Yeah, now he's injured. Now he's injured now. Yeah,
just health wise.
Yeah,
and if they don't got him, it's a wrap. Wrap that shit up, B.
Yeah, it's injured. Real quick before we get out of here, man, some upcoming movies coming out. There's 2 front of mind that is something that I find exciting. I don't know how far you guys go down this rabbit hole, but this is a film that came out several years ago, and it is a cult classic and then some. And this is the 3rd iteration, 28 years later, following up 28 weeks later, following up 28 days later. And apparently it's going to have Cillian Murphy in it, who actually played as with Scarecrow. So he was in the original one. So this is something I've been waiting on for several years. And then also with this is the F1 movie, which is going to be with Brad Pitt and old buddy from across the pond that was in Snowfall.
Idris.
No, not Idris. No. What is his name? You
His
guys
name
name
is Idris, some shit like that.
His name Idris too?
Yeah.
They all Idrises now? God damn. Yeah. And this is before we get to all the big boys. I'm just saying. That's before we get all to the big boys. Yeah. And then something.
Yeah, his name is Dame Son Idris.
Damn, they just Idris.
Damn Son Idris.
All right, fair enough. Something that's dear.
Idris.
Damn son. Idris.
Something that's dear, near and dear to Dave and I and Earl. You can jump on the bandwagon if you want to. This drops on June.
No, I'm excited about this.
Ironheart.
I'm gonna get Disney just to watch it.
I'm with it as well. And this is all just leading up.
His son putting them on.
Facts.
Nah, I've seen her because she was in
his son is putting them on the game. Like, Daddy, you need to catch up.
She was in the last Black Panther. So I'm watching.
Yeah.
Right?
Then, she was. And then July, you know what time it is. We're showing up for Fantastic Four and we're showing up for Superman.
I don't give a shit about neither one of those.
It's going to be fun times to say.
Who's the four Fantastic Four guys now that's playing?
You know what? Let's just come on.
Anything else up here?
Is Captain America coming back? Is Michael B. Jordan coming back? Like, what are we doing?
Oh my God! Real quick, because we can't come back with an episode after 3 months, and now at least have a not so breaking news. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way real quick, man.
With the game, and I was like, you cannot speak.
Not so breaking news.
All right, so apparently GameStop may owe you guys some money. So if you guys hadn't realized that GameStop, they have their class action settlement, and you can actually will be getting up to free $10, $10 GameStop voucher, and this, and if you sign up for it. So apparently, this is all a part of the class action settlement that happened there.
Game Informer.
Allegedly they released information over to Meta. Remember how we always talk about that? Hey, I'm talking about XYZ game today. All of a sudden, I'm seeing it in my Facebook feed. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So they released their customer information on the GameStop side over to the Meta side, and that was a breach of that, obviously. And so he said, if you're eligible for the settlement offer, you should have received an email with details of how to file your claim, which I actually received one. You guys should have as well. The email is titled Aldana versus GameStop Notice of Proposed Class Action Settlement. So yeah, man, that is going to be interesting. So it pretty much loosely says a lawsuit brought by Alejandro Aldana, Scotty Galley claims GameStop wrongfully gave Facebook information about its online customers without their consent. GameStop claims but was agreed to settle the class.
You said it's for a $10 voucher?
Yeah, because it's only $4 million class action lawsuit.
I'm good, bro. I ain't even got time to search for that shit. If it pops up, it pops up, but I ain't got time to search.
I want to know what email that shit would be under if it was.
Yep, that's pretty much what that is. Man, I didn't say nothing about gaming because Earl was going to get on me. I apologize. I haven't been on the gaming system in a while. I had to dust it off the other day because it was actually no, I lied. I got on there before my son went to Houston, which he enjoyed himself, and I put the pause on him in Street Fighter 6.
My players in the playoffs, Earl. Yeah.
Good job. Are we getting the? Well, I think Dave already did it, or potentially already did it. Are we getting the double?
I'm getting a bundle.
The bundle for.
I'm getting college NCAA. I'm not getting.
Madden looks fantastic, buddy. They are listening. They are listening. They are listening. So we're definitely
until I see you on the game and you play a whole season of anything, then I'll get it.
I'm always back for the season.
No, you're there for a game. Me and Dave will play 4 seasons. You come back in another game. We play.
To be fair, let's correct this real quick because we've been at this thing now for almost 2 decades. There are several times where we have started, and David will say, we play some games, and all of a sudden, like, hey, we're trying to move a week. Like we heavy in there, and what do we get that text message say? Hey man, go ahead and push that week though. Go ahead and push that week for me, man.
But you know what? The funny thing is, I will at least say push the week. We don't even get that. We just got to go ahead and make the executive decision.
Hold on. Not even to put Shawn out here like this, but got to because he opened up this jar.
That's fair.
Shawn, who did you even retire with?
Exactly. Don't even know. I don't even know.
See that? What team were you on, Shawn?
We don't even know, Shawn.
You could have said anything.
No idea, brother. No idea.
NCAA. And I'm just gonna go on the limb and just say for
we would get to the end of the season while simulating, and then we would see Shawn switch from one team to
But I do remember.
They don't understand my vision, son. I don't know why.
What I do remember is this is only because I know you and I know the teams you like. I know you started with Miami.
Yeah, I did.
And I know you started with the Commanders.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's all we
see me anywhere else, you know what happened.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Man, of course, man, this podcast is gonna be what it is, man. If we have taken our Xbox Live conversation when I was on gaming over to the podcast space. I'm coming back, guys, I promise. So of course, man, you can find us on our IG tags if you choose to do so. Or you can find us back onto gaming aspects. Well, so I'm at Shawn Xavier all across everything on IG and Xbox Live and all the other jazz as well. Good job too. I forget his name, Dave. You might have his name. Is it Sauno or something like that? The young man who won the U.S. Open at Oakmont this past weekend. That was giving them hell. The numbers was like plus, it made me feel good.
We might have won that jump.
Yes, he won like an bar. That's what he won at, or maybe one under. So yeah, it was catch ball, the throw clubs, breaking clubs. It was nasty out there. Yeah, it was fun. What you got, man?
He black.
He's I think he's Hispanic or something like that.
Oh, that's close enough.
Said he was about to quit last year, and he turned it around and actually won. The purse was like 4.3 mil. Nice.
Dang. He black adjacent. That's cool.
All right, the storyteller. Give me a holler. We're gonna be at the Northwest Stadium tomorrow for the Kendrick Lamar concert.
That's
gonna be a ball. We're gonna black that joint on out. Turn your TVs off. The missus asked me what I was gonna wear. I said I'm all blacked out. That's what we doing. All blacked out. So taking my son to his very first real concert. So he's so excited. Probably going to sleep early, like he waking up for Santa and shit.
As he should.
So my one gripe, get it together, school systems, man. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I got to bet on my last part.
Fair.
How my boy graduated last Wednesday, last day of school is tomorrow. I don't understand the concept.
I don't know, man.
They already took all the laptops and everything from the kids. They can't do no work. Grades are all turned in. What you gonna do? Go back and get a diploma? I don't understand what just happened. I have no idea.
Right.
But I digress.
I agree. NJ Fatboy 973. I agree. The school systems need to do better. Why my son has school next week is beyond me, and they didn't use any snow days. Everybody's last day is supposed to be tomorrow. But somehow I still gotta come. Okay. And then
where you going?
Dave, I just want to prepare you for Neff's first concert. There will be ganja being passed around. Hopefully he won't catch contact, but if he does, hey, it is what it is. He's
introduced to the world.
He's out of school.
Just for the viewing and listening pleasure of all our fans here, this is probably the last time Dave will probably walk into Northwest Stadium, considering the fact that the next time we can potentially be there may cost us too damn much. I believe the ticket that for that game is probably cost more than what he paid for this concert.
Yo, my bad.
And let me tell you something. That's the truth.
I was being very serious. Yeah,
that's the truth.
Yo, quick question. When y'all said when you put Northwest Stadium, I was like, I'm assuming that's in Maryland. I'm like, what stadium is that?
That's where the Commanders play.
How long was it called Northwest Stadium?
It's been there. This is the second year now. because when they got the new naming rights last year.
I'm about to say I don't know that as Northwest. I'm like, maybe that's another stadium I don't know about.
Yeah,
like,
you punch it in the ways, it's gonna come up at Northwest.
Yeah, Northwest
so just make sure.
No longer FedEx Field. Yeah, they got the new naming rights last season.
But let me just tell you, Earl, we might just have a nice barbecue in this backyard right here. Because when you go and look at them ticket prices, you think that shit was the new stadium.
Well, I can't. I was just thinking about it because I was like, we got the first game of the season and it's out there. So I was like, that's their birthday weekend. So I was
it don't even matter about the birthday. We talking about the pricing of the ticket.
How much? What's the prices for the
for our seats that we typically get?
For what we normally pay, we will be in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
For what we normally pay.
Yeah.
So saying around like 200, low 200s, you're in the nosebleeds.
Yep, 400s up.
Why did it go up like
that? Because these niggas got good.
you're definitely in the nosebleeds.
So why don't we flip it?
Listen to this. Y'all know Rob. Just went and got my cut. Shout out to Rob the barber. He gets suites for like the Commanders Cowboys game. Mm-hmm. The way that they have it set up right now, you can't even look at the suites without putting down $1,000 down payment to look at them. Yeah. To look at the availability.
Yeah.
Oh, so you ain't guaranteed to get it, just to look at it.
To look at it. $1,000 down payment. He just told me that today.
What it sounds like is that we need to shift. We still do the Commanders Giants. Y'all just need to bring y'all ass up this way because we're still ass right now.
What I need, Virginia get a team so the Giants can play y'all for a cheap ass.
Until further notice, we're still ass.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But you said it right. There was no exaggeration there.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to the Kendrick Lamar concert, 2 tickets plus parking pass for less than it would cost for 1 ticket to go to that Giants Commanders game.
That's wild. So what? So just throwing it out there, we talking about $500 that they for our seats?
Oh, you could easily pay that. I've seen some on the sideline that are like a good $900.
Yeah, nah, that's too much for me to go out there and for them to be.
I'm like, no, but my thing is this: they could be much better, and they are. It's still Northwest Stadium.
Yeah. What you paying for?
I'm paying for my accommodations.
Right.
This is still Northwest Stadium. I don't care what you call it. It's still in the same spot with the same leaking thing over here. Like,
no, it's not leaking no more. So hold on now. We ain't leaking no more.
All right. You're not leaking anymore, but you took away my cigar lounge. So
they did.
Still fuck y'all.
They did. Yeah. Have fun, man. Have fun at the concert.
You get that back, I'll pay an extra 100.
Yeah.
I won't even have to pay no tickets. We just go to the cigar. Shoot.
Fair. Have fun, man. Have fun. Yeah. Enjoy. Welcome back, folks. It's the Hot Seat Podcast. Your boy Shawn Xavier, the storyteller, Master Earl, man. Yeah, we back. Year 5. Love it.
The hot seat.